What's up, everybody? Stephen Rankin here with Whiskey University. Got a really cool bottle for y'all today. Henry McKenna 10-year. So what's really cool about this bottle is not only is it bottled in bond, but it is a 10-year and it's a single barrel. So with single barrels as a whole, unless you're getting a store pick, they're all gonna be slightly different, but each distillery or each brand is gonna go for kind of a specific profile. So they're gonna have a single barrel program where they're going for special barrels, but they're all gonna they're gonna be kind of the same genre, if that makes sense, right? So let's go over the specs of this real quick. So like I said, this is a bottled in bond. I have a full bottled in bond flight, which is a really cool experience. We'll get more on that later, but it's bottled in bond, 10 years old. This is made by Heaven Hill. So that's gonna be brands you know, like Roger Craig, Evan Williams, Larceny, Old Fitzgerald, stuff like that. Heaven Hill makes all kinds of stuff, right? Like I said, it is 10 years old. Mash bill, we're gonna be 78% corn, 10% rye, 12% malted barley. This is about $60. So when the whiskey boom happened 10 to 15 years ago, this was a really common bottle and really great for 10 years old. And then all of a sudden it became allocated and you couldn't find it anywhere. It's starting to come back. So I'm starting to see it on the shelves now, and the price has come down a little bit, but it's still gonna be $55, $60, $65, kind of depending on where you're finding it. For the color, I got a radiant gold on this. What I mean by that, so when I held it up to just a touch of light, not even direct light, but just a touch of light, it was glowing, almost like it was like gold on fire. It was a really cool color. Viscosity was medium low. Again, it's 100 proof, like all bottled in bonds, but not a huge, not a ton of thickness on it. The nose was really, really layered. So at first I was getting that classic, just kind of sweet corn, dusty mash bill that you're gonna get from a lot of the big distilleries. I found out that kind of dusty, oaky note can usually be traced to mold on the corn. Now it's gonna get distilled out and all that, so you're fine. But when you are producing that much product, your corn grain is sitting for a while and it's gonna get a little bit moldy. So that's kind of where that flavor note comes from. So, and I got one, I put a question mark beside this. It was like a mixed berry jam. So I only got it for a couple noses, but it was there and it was very distinct, that I kind of lost it. So that was an interesting one that I got on that. The palate carried over for the first part of the nose. It was that spicy corn, kind of dry oak. The sweetness really never showed up anywhere. Now again, when you're getting in something that's 10 years old, you're not all the time, but you're more likely to lose a little bit of that sweetness, start picking up more of the dry oak. And that's what I was getting. This is really, as much as this is a great bottle, and even I think it's a great value bottle, I think it is a little bit more of a seasoned drinkers. I wouldn't start off with this one, but it's definitely something you should have in your cabinet after a year or two. For the finish and the mouthfeel, so on the palate, there was a drying taste, but not a drying feeling, if that makes sense. On the finish, it was never drying. It was very soft, coating, oily kind of mouthfeel, and the finish lingered for a long time. It wasn't super hot in the chest or throat or anything. Of course, the first drink would be, but after that, the finish it was very easy, but it lingered. The taste lingered around, right? Overall, I gave this a 75. With the bottled and bond stuff, what's really cool about the bottled and bond stuff, there's all kinds of bottled and bond bottles, and like I said, there's a whole flight that I do on this. It led to the FDA. It was the first regulation on food and drink in the country. So it was a really, really cool thing that produced confidence in what you're buying, that's a quality product, that there's nothing harmful in it, and that it's gonna be good and enjoyable. So if you want to experience more on the bottled and bond stuff, there's all kinds of bottles we can do in a flight from, again, bottom tier to top tier. So let us know if you want to do that. But let us know what you think about this bottle if you have it, and let us know what you want us to review next time.